They ask us to find the sum, and this is doing arithmetic. Don't get to use a calculator. So the first thing you want to do is line up your decimals. And then we're just going to add straight down. 4 plus nothing is 4. 2 plus 9 is 11. And we had 8 and 1 more is 9. Our decimal stays where it's at. And 4 plus 6 is 10. So we get 110 and 914 thousandths. If you really wanted to check, you could subtract one of the numbers from 110, 914 thousandths and see if you get the other number. And now we get to multiplying. Again, we are not using a calculator. So I need to take 8 times 2 is 16. 16 plus 1 would be 17. 7 times 8 is 56 plus 1 is 57. And then multiply the 4 through, so I'd have 8, and 7 times 4 is 28. And then multiply the 3 through, so I have 6, and 21. And then I just get to add straight down my columns. The 6 didn't have anything to add it to, so that's good. 7 plus 8 is 15. Carry the 1. 7 plus 1 is 8, plus 8 is 16, plus 6 is 22. 5 plus 2 is 7, plus 8 is 15, plus 6 is 21. Carry the 2. 2 plus 2 is 4, plus another one is 5. And I had 1, 2, 3, 4 digits after the decimal, so I need to count in 1, 2, 3, 4. And my decimal goes right there. So my answer is 25.1256. Now it is a multiple choice test, so if your answer doesn't match one of their choices, you could try again. Next we're going to subtract two mixed numbers. They didn't give us a common denominator, so I'm going to have to multiply the first one times 8 over 8, and the second fraction times 7 over 7. I'm leaving the whole number part alone, because it doesn't matter. So I'm leaving that as 7. Make it European because that's cool. 6 times 8 is 48. Over 7 times 8 is 56. And 3 times 7 is 21. 7 times 8 is 56. We have our common denominators. It's all good. So I can subtract 48 minus 21 and I get 27. And 56, and 7 minus 5 is 2. Now, on the actual test, I saw that these two numbers were reversed. So it happened to be the smaller number that was first that you were subtracting from. So what you could do there is borrow. So you could take 1 from the 7 and make it a 6 and add 56 to the 48 and just subtract. Or you can change them both to improper fractions, but then you have to change them back. So I kind of like it this way where you don't have to do that. Okay, to multiply mixed numbers, we're going to have to change the 1 and 1/8 to an improper fraction. So 8 times 1 is 8, plus 1 is 9, and times 7/8. I can't cancel anything, so I can just multiply straight across. 9 times 7 is 63. 8 times 8 is 64, and that is in simplest form. So I am done. To divide fractions, I'm going to write the first fraction just the way it is, and I'm going to change it to times the reciprocal of the second number. So I can cancel the 6 and the 4 cancel, dividing by 2. And then I can multiply straight across, and I have 5 times 2 is 10, over 3 times 3 is 9. And they ask for it to be a mixed number, so that would be the same as 1 and 1/9. The only thing we have to remember when we're dividing by a power of 10, so 100, is however many zeros there are, is how many places I'm going to move my decimal. I'm dividing, so the number is getting smaller. It's going to move my decimal 2 places to the left. And my answer is 52. I can put 80, but that 0 is not doing anything, so I could just call it 52.8. Okay, remember the rule, if we have minus a negative, it changes. There's my nice plus. And so then I would have negative 3 plus 4. And if I rewrote that as negative 3 plus 3 plus 1, there's my opposites. They'd cancel out, so my answer would be 1. There's about 10 different ways you can remember those rules for adding signed numbers. That's just one of them. 4 times negative 3 would be negative 12. And then I'd have minus negative 5 times positive 6 would be negative 30. And we just said minus a negative, that changes it to a positive. So negative 12 plus 30 would be positive, because 30 is the bigger number, is positive 18. This is an evaluate question. If S is 8 and G is 2, where there was an S, I want to substitute in 8. And where there was a G, I'm going to substitute in 2. So 3 times 8 is 24, divided by 2 squared is 4, is 6. Okay, this is simplifying an algebraic expression. So 3 times 3 is 9. Power of a power, we multiply exponents. So x squared would be x to the 4th, and y cubed times y cubed would be y to the 6th.